All right, Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Back to the video of the lesson. And this is going to be a quick in the news. All right, a lot is going on around the world. You know, as we know, the U.S. and Israel has attacked Iran, and now they're within the now it's a war with Iran. All right, and this is going to trigger World War III to come into play. Okay, clearly these the people called as people in the world call them, the so-called powers. All right, which we know by the Edomites. All right, the rich elite. All right, they're speeding up their they're trying to speed up their what you want to call it, they're trying to speed up their trying to get things in order. I'm gonna put it that way. They're trying to they're trying to speed up their new world order enterprise. So they're trying to World War III is popping off, a lot of things are gonna happen after that. All right, that's what I had. Let me see if I can find it. But this is a few extreme. This is from End Time Headlines. Extremely rare comet could produce a spectacular event in the heavens this April. And, I heard it was like a red moon that happened recently. I think it was on March 3rd. Matter of fact, let's read that first. Okay, this is Luke 21. All right, and where is it at? Yep, 25, and it reads, "And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear, and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken." So we were seeing signs, happen, all right, in the heavens, man, right? It says a new comet barreling toward the sun. Let me get these ads out of the way. It says a new comet barreling toward the sun could turn out to be a truly great comet in April, or it could disintegrate entirely. Astronomers think Comet C 2026 is a member of the Creutz's Sun Grazer family, a rare group of comets known for producing some of history's most spectacular sky shows. All right, and don't forget we had like I mentioned earlier, we had let me get the blood moon or red moon. See that? It was the total lunar eclipse 2026 dazzles incredible photos from around the world. All right, so these are signs in the heavens, man. All right, and these are also signs that the Lord Yahweh Shai is going to return. Matter of fact, let's get Matthew 24, and yeah, I saw that 4, and Yahweh Shai answered and said unto them, "Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am the Messiah, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places." This is what we're seeing. Okay, these are wars and different rumors of wars, but eventually, World War III it will take place. Okay, let's go to Joel 3 and 9. It says, "Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, the actual heathen. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourselves, and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh." That's the Most High's name. All right, Yahweh, his name is Yahweh Shai. It says, let the heathen be awakened. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which means It's Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh I'll look it up. It just means Yahweh's judgment. Okay, because there's no J in the Hebrew, so it's Yahweh. Okay, this is the name of the Most High. When you read Hebrew, you read from right to left. So it's Yahweh. Yahweh. That's the Most High's name. And this means Shaphat, to judge. All right? Yahweh has judged. All right? It says, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So he's going to judge them for what he's done to us. What he's done to his people, the Israelites. You know? So a lot is happening in the news, man. A lot is happening around the world. This is a great time, we should rejoice, because we're in the end. These are signs of the end, man. That we're in the end. These are signs of our Lord's return, right? See what they got on end time, the People's Voice, right? Oh my, these ads. Salakia, stuff is slow, but see what they got over here. They only got a lot. UK, it says down here, UK government to roll out, all right, mandatory digital ID for all social media users. All right, so I told you that they're moving quick. They're moving. Let's read a little bit about it. Okay. It says UK government to roll out mandatory digital ID for all social media users. And we're getting closer to the CHIP. All right, the RFID CHIP. Now the digital ID is not the mark of the beast. I repeat, it is not the mark of the beast. It says the British government has announced plans to force all citizens to use digital ID in order to access their favorite social media platforms. A new constellation, I hope I said that right, titled Growing Up in the Online World, opened on March 2nd and closes May 26, 2026. It asks the public whether the government should ban under 16s from social media entirely, impose mandatory overnight curfews on platform access, restrict AI chatbot features for minors, and require platforms to disable addictive design features like infinite scrolling and autoplay. The government says it will respond in summer 2026, and Parliament has already handed ministers new legal powers to act on the findings without waiting for fresh primary legislation. The Prime Minister announced those powers on February 16th, weeks ago, before the consultation even opened. The government can now move faster once it decides what it wants. What the public thinks determines the packaging, not the destination. And then best believe this is going to make its way to America. Okay, these around the world, in Australia, UK, all right, China, these are just testing grounds for what they're going to make is for what's going to come to America, man. All right, let's get I'm sorry. I want to make this. My phone is ready to die, so I want to make this quick. The 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. The 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3 says, "Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall come, except there come a falling away first, and that man is sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God." And he wants to play, and Esau wants to play the role of God on the earth. He wants to control. He wants to, track you. That's why they're giving you digital IDs and digital money. All right, putting you into a 15-minute city. That's why they're doing these things. They're not doing this thing because convenience. That's part of it. Convenience is a part of it, because with a CHIP, you can't lose, your wallet or your car keys or your door keys. You can't lose none of that. It can all be on this little micro, rice grain that they got, or whatever they use. All right, they can just put it inside you. And you can open your door, you can open your car, you can buy groceries, do whatever. All right, but all that is going to be tracked. All that is going to be traced. All right. In China, they have the social credit score, social credit system. They can actually deny you from buying certain stuff. You had too much meat, so you can't buy no more meat for this month. You use too much emissions on your car, so you can't use your car for this. Now, this is what this is controlling. This is what they want to do. All right. So I found that that surprised me. Let's go back to end time headlines, see what they got. All right. Iran threatens to use nuclear weapons against Israel with chilling image showing missile obliterating Tel Aviv. Now we all know, this is in the Lord's hand. Only the Lord is going to allow them to do what they want. Russia is providing Iran intelligence to target U.S. forces. Iran, Russia, China, they're all in an alliance. So we're in those times, man. Okay, Italy, Spain, France, and others send Navy vessels to protect Cyprus after Iranian strike, and this can, affect. Let's go on ChatGPT real quick. Right. If it comes up, I'll type how does the war right? Let's look that up. Because you don't know about Iran is they have the Strait of they control the Strait of Hormuz or Hamas, and Iran is a top. They have a lot of oil. See, it says a war with Iran could affect Americans in several major ways. Even if the fighting happens far away, the biggest effects are usually economic, military, and security related. Iran sits near the Strait of Hormuz, a narrow waterway where about 20 to 25% of the world's oil passes through. If war disrupts that route, oil supply drops and prices rise. Gas in the U.S. has already risen to about $3.11 per gallon on average during tensions. If the conflict worsens, economists say gas could reach around $3.50 per gallon or higher. It says higher cost of living, stock market and jobs go down, military impact, security risks. So the war affects, not only war can also affect, the citizens as well. And don't let this happen. Don't let this go on for months, into the winter time. You can't get heat. All right. This can affect a lot of people, man. But this is all part of the Lord's plan. So, it's a lot going on, like I said, around the world. A lot going on. All right. And wars is rising. War and rumors of wars. All right. It was one I saw that I want to get though. I don't know if I can find it. I think this is America will no longer be safe, warns the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, vowing to eliminate Zionism and strike at the U.S. homeland. And I believe they were, the government, they were warning of attacks on the U.S. soil. So terrorists, because sleeper cells are among us. And they can pop up anytime. They're just waiting on the orders. So this thing is kicking off, man. We gotta stay vigilant, stay prayed up, and hoping the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua, will take care of us. But I'm gonna leave off with that. Lord will, I'll be back with more. We're gonna give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakah Kodash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and citation to the four elect. Lord, who's edified, to the Messiah. Shalom.